Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday night. I'm glad that you're here. I'm just doing some last minute things right now. I am sleeving up the deck. So, why don't we take it over to the deck itself for the night. Here we are. We're playing robots tonight. I would call it a shop stack, but in this format we can only play with one workshop, so it's not really a workshop deck, but it is pretty close to a workshop deck. Here's the idea of the deck. You got Triskelion, Tetravis, Juggernaut, and Suchi. I want them to come out as quickly as possible. And how do I do that? Either the Singleton Mishra's Workshop or the 4 Mana Vaults. Power them out quickly, early and often, of course. Do as much as we can. And then, our ways to cheat a little bit. 2 mana copy artifact, so I can copy something that's already in play. Or 2 mana animate dead. I can return something from the graveyard to the battlefield. So, and then I can search out a bunch of things. I can use Demonic Tutor to search out any card from my deck, which is always good. Or I can use Transmute Artifact. I pay 2 mana, sacrifice an artifact, and then search my library for another artifact, put it into play, and then I have to pay the difference. So, that with all that combined, it seems like we've got a good strategy going on. Now, here's the cards that we don't like to see. Energy Flux. Energy Flux is a blue enchantment that gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. So, that's the reason why we're main decking Disenchant. Now, Blood Moon isn't terrible for us because of the fact that we're only running the 1 workshop. It's not that big of a deal. I'm also running 5 basic lands. So, it can end up being a problem still, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it's an issue, sometimes it's not. So you see out of the sideboard there, I've got 2 more Disenchants to deal with specifically Energy Flux. I've got 3 Blue Elemental Blasts. Those are there for red spells and for, of course, the Blood Moons. I've got a couple of Divine Offerings just in case anybody else is playing artifacts. Instant speed, destroy target artifact, and then I gain life equal to its current mana cost. A Circle of Protection red, a Circle of Protection black. City in a Bottle. I've got 1 in the main and 1 on the side. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices all Arabian Nights cards that they have. So anything that was originally printed in Arabian Nights goes away, other than the bottle. Singleton Mazevith. I can run 1 in the 75, so that's what I'm running. And then Relic Barrier, again, in case there are other artifacts. It's a little bit more efficient than the Icy Manipulator. Got a second copy of the Abyss because all of my creatures are artifact creatures. I'm not affected by them. And then Hurkyl's Recall. So if they are playing Artifact Destruction, I can always Hurkyl's Recall in response. Or if they're playing a bunch of artifacts, then I can bump all them back to their hand. Another thing too, I have to worry about Shatterstorm. Shatterstorm is 4 mana, red, and 2. Destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. So the Blue Blast hopefully will protect me from those as well. So it's going to be tough, but we'll see what happens. It looks as if our pairings are ready to go. So let me see who my first round opponent is. Ryan Keach. I will. Alright, so alrighty, so let me finish this upside down because don't need him seeing what's going on as soon as I come in. Hey, how's it going?
Pretty well, yourself?
Not too bad. Just finishing sleeving my deck, and then we can get this underway. I completely and totally forgot to sleeve my deck. I don't know why I forgot to sleeve my deck, but I forgot to sleeve my deck. So, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty well.
That's good. Good to know. Where are you from, Ryan?
I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
I think you were actually one of my GloryCon opponents.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was on Candle Flare.
Okay. I remember GloryCon. It was a fun day.
Yes, indeed.
Fun weekend. Yeah, I'd planned on going to a handful of other events this year, but all of those plans have been put on hold for now.
Yeah, Bootleggers was a hard hit.
Yeah.
I was sad about that, but...
Round timer started.
Oh. I'm trying to hurry. Sorry about that. So I'm in Syracuse, New York. So we're in the same time zone. We're about 5 hours apart, maybe 6, something like that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I wasn't even thinking. And then I sat down at 7:45 and was chit-chatting with the guys. Like, oh crap, I need to sleeve my deck. So here we are. A few more cards, then I can shuffle up.
Cool.
And of course the deck is going to be super duper thick. I'm going to be a pain in the ass to shuffle.
Oh yeah, but it's going to be super balloony.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll squeeze down during the day, during the tournaments. What was that?
Those are new sleeves?
Yeah. Yeah. I use the KMC Perfect Heart as my inner sleeve. And then I go with Dragon Shield Non-Glare as my regular sleeve. So, if anybody from either KMC or Dragon Shield is watching the stream, you want to support the stream, I'm definitely okay with that. Alrighty. Okay, so let me squish. Do some shuffling. What round did we play in at?
I'm not sure. I think, if I remember correctly, you were a Twiddlevolt deck, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it might have been. It was 2 or 3, maybe. We had very close games, but you ended up winning.
Yeah. So you weren't the opponent that I went to Orb Flips with, right?
I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't remember.
Round 1, I went to Orb Flips with somebody. It's the first time I hit 9 in a row. So, okay. You want to choose even or odd?
Sure. Take even.
I'll take even. Everybody chooses odd. It's even. It's a 2. All right.
All right. I'll be on the play.
All right. Sounds good. Good luck.
You too.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll play this.
I'm gonna mulligan.
Okay.
I told myself I was gonna mulligan certain hands. I wasn't gonna keep them, and I need to keep that promise to myself.
Did you play in the Havenwood?
Yes. My matches are up on Twitch for that too. I went 3 and 4. So.
I also went 3 and 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, let's see what we got. Yes, I will keep this one.
All right.
Okay.
Forest, Emerald. Emerald, Sylvan Library.
Okay, seems good.
Faster.
All right. Draw. Tundra. Ancestral.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Jet, Ruby, Emerald, Lotus, Mana Vault, Mana Vault. Go ahead.
Wow.
So an energy flux would crush me right now.
Yeah. Alright. Sylvan Trigger. I will take that one. Forest Return.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna play Elvish Archer.
Sure.
Pass the turn.
All right. Untap. Draw. Oh. Oh, yeah. 6.
Mm-hmm.
Just killing you.
Woof. Okay.
Remove 1 to kill your Elvish Archer. Sack the Lotus for blue.
Okay.
Use 2 of the blue for copy artifact.
Okay.
On the Triskelion. I'll use the 1 blue that's left and 1 white to disenchant your Sylvan Library.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
I have no cards in hand now.
Alright. I will Argothian Pixies
Sure.
and pass turn.
Alright. Untap. Upkeep. I will untap 1 of the vaults.
Okay.
Draw. Take a point from the other vault. I'm at 19. I'll attack you for 5.
Okay. I'll block the one that's 4.
Yep. So take 3.
Yep.
And you can go.
Alright. I'm going to play another Pixie
Lovely.
and pass the turn.
Alright. Untap. Yeah, upkeep, I'll leave that one tapped. I'll draw, take a point. 18. Um, 6. Play another trike.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll play Tropical Island.
Yep.
I'm going to tap it blue to Ancestral Recall myself.
Sounds good.
Three for Enchantress.
Sure.
Feeling it's just going to get shot down, but that's all right.
Probably, yeah.
I'll pass turn.
Okay, end step. I'll remove 1 from each of these to shoot the Enchantress.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, sorry. Untap. Upkeep. I'll untap 1 of these bad boys. I will draw and then take a point. And I will attack with all three of them.
I'm gonna double block one of the real Triskelions.
Okay. Whichever one you're double blocking, I'm going to throw the 2 counters at you.
Okay.
All right, and then you're going to take 6 from these ones?
Yep. Go to 9.
And...
Oh, he's dead, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. And then I will play a Tundra and say go.
Okay, we'll play another Trop. Let's play Aspect of Wolf on one of the Pixies.
Okay, so that's... All right,
Right
so
now it's
right now
gonna
it's
be
+2/+2?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Let's play Soul Ring.
Okay.
And 2 green for Gaia's Touch.
Sure.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay. So if you do activate the Gaia's Touch, if you don't mind tapping it to show that you activated it on that turn.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Okay. If this is going to make it easier. Okay. Untap. Upkeep, nothing. Draw, and I will take a point. I want to read exactly how Argothian Pixies works.
It's got protection from artifact creatures.
It doesn't have protection. It's different. Can't be blocked by artifact creatures and prevent all damage that would be dealt to the Pixies by artifact creatures. Alright, so it's not protection. Okay, so I'm going to cast a Chaos Orb.
Yep.
And then I'm going to activate the Chaos Orb on the Enchanted Pixie.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to use my Tundra.
Sure.
Okay. Alright, and I'm going to attack for 6.
Alright, I'll block one of them.
Okay, take 3. Look, that brings you down to 6.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then I'll play a Sage of Latinum. Go ahead. Hello, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, you got there.
Okay. Pixies. Holy cow.
Yeah.
If that orb flip would have missed, then I would have been in trouble. I'm playing old school Magic Golf Pro. We're playing with cards that were originally printed in 1993 and 1994. I just won the first game. I am up 1-0. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. Okay, I need to throw some sleeves on my sideboard cards too. Okay. Don't think that one's gonna matter. Alrighty, 3 in, 3 out. You don't have any of those cards. That's okay, Golf Pro. It's fine. So older cards, I get it. Just streaming some old school Magic because there's a lot of people out there who have to stay at home and can't really do anything. So it's just for some entertainment. You get to see some old cards. You get to see some cool things happen.
Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. It's like Ryan, my opponent here. He had the perfect foil for me because of all my artifact creatures. He had 2 creatures that any damage dealt to them from artifacts is reduced to 0.
Artifact creatures.
Yeah, from artifact creatures is reduced to 0. So, and they can't be blocked by artifact creatures. So it was a perfect foil for me, but I was able to get through. So. About to start game.
Hard to deal with Breach for Skillions, any way you look at it.
Yes. Yeah. So, alrighty. Let's play some Magic. Assume you're going first.
Yep. Sure.
I'll keep.
Alright, go ahead.
Workshop. Pearl. Lotus. Tap for 3. Tap for 3 blue. Juggernaut. Copy artifact on the Juggernaut.
Okay.
Go ahead. Commander's a good format, Golf Pro. Pixies.
Pixies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright. Untap. Draw. Tap the workshop for a Chaos Orb.
Yep.
I'll use my Pearl to activate the Chaos Orb. We'll use the Pearl to represent your Pixies.
Sure.
Hit. I'll take a mana burn.
Yep.
Swing for 10.
10.
Go ahead.
That's not quite good enough. Yep, you got it, man.
Okay. Wow, that was quick.
I mean, yeah.
10 points of damage swinging on turn 2 is definitely gonna cause some issues for a lot of people. So. Golf Pro, my favorite card in all of Magic is going to be Ancestral Recall. Let me see. I'll grab my copy of it out of my deck. Here it is. This is Ancestral Recall. 1 blue, instant. Target player draws 3 cards. It's one of the best cards in old school Magic. If it might be the best card. Was that backfire?
What was yeah, it was. Right in against you.
Do you have crumbles in your main deck?
Nope.
Ah. I was worried about that.
Well, it's, you know, I'm playing Enchantress, so...
Yeah.
You'd rather do things through enchantment if you can.
What did I bring in? What did I bring in? I brought in an Armageddon. I brought in a second copy of the Abyss because I have one in the main.
You have one in the main with the Sage?
Yep, Sage is a one of in the deck.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I played mono blue robots for a long time when I first got into old school, and I would always mainboard 2 Sage, then bring in the 2 Abyss from the side as the surprise play.
Yeah. Mazavith was the third card.
Cool. Yeah. All right, Rich. Well, good luck in the rest of your games.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate the games.
Yep. That's it.
Well, that was a quick one, everybody. We pulled that one off 2-0. 2 Juggernauts on turn 1 was pretty ridiculous for me. 5/3 has to attack every turn. He had a Pixie. I had my Chaos Orb so that I could deal with the Pixie. He took 10, and then that was pretty much it. So, Gravity Sphere is a really, really good card. A World Enchantment for a red and 2. All creatures lose flying. So with that, with Gravity Sphere and Moat, where non-flying creatures can't attack, it means that they can't deal any damage to you when it comes to attacking. Yeah, Gravity Sphere is definitely a good card. It is a fun card. I have 1 copy. I would like to get a second copy. Pestilent Spirit, I'm not sure what card that is. It must be a little bit newer. Moat is white. It is 2 white and 2 colorless. It's not a cheap card by any means. If you look at my playmat right here, this is the artwork that's from Moat actually. Now I spent like $500 on one of my Moats and like $350 on the other. One is English signed, and then the other one is Italian. So, but that's part of old school Magic, is that some of the cards are not all that inexpensive. But you know, when it comes to old school Magic, you don't always have to play with the expensive cards. You can definitely play with a lot of cards that are inexpensive as well. You don't have to necessarily play with the most expensive versions of the cards. Alright, so this is the deck that I'm running today. This is the Robots deck. Alright, in other formats you would call it a Shops deck, but because of the fact that Mishra's Workshop is restricted in this, I just call it Robots, because the object of the deck is to get out one of these 4 robots as soon as possible. And we saw that work extremely well for game 2, where I cast a Juggernaut, and then I got a second copy of Juggernaut. We power them out with things like Mishra's Workshop and Mana Vault, and then we cheat out extra copies by going Copy Artifact, which is 2 mana. That's what I did on that game. Or I can use Animate Dead to return something from any graveyard to the battlefield. So that means that I can get back any of my artifacts that died. All right. If I need to search up a problem, search up something to deal with a problem, then I've got 2 choices with Demonic Tutor and Transmute Artifact. Demonic Tutor, 1 black, 1 colorless. Golf Pro, you should know this one if you play Commander, because that should be in a heck of a lot of decks. So you may search your library for any card. Transmute Artifact is 2 blue sorcery. Sacrifice an artifact, search your library for an artifact, and pay the difference between their mana cost. So if I sacrifice something that costs 1 to get something that costs 6, I've got to pay 5 additional mana. But if you sacrifice something that costs 6 to get something that costs 1, then there's not a big deal there. So here's what it is. These are the cards we hate. Energy Flux was a card that came out of his sideboard that he did not play because I was able to deal so much damage in such a short period of time. But Energy Flux gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. It's pretty bad, pretty brutal for this deck. So, another thing that we don't like is Blood Moon. We have so many non-basics. Now, because of the fact that we only have 1 Mishra's Workshop, in the deck, it's not as bad for us because we're relying on mana vaults for our mana. But you know, Blood Moon still isn't great. It means we won't be able to cast any of our colored spells. I do have 5 basics. You see there's 3 islands and 2 plains in the deck, so not all is lost if something happens, if Blood Moon does resolve. I could still do some things. Now, tucked up in the middle there, you see there's 3 copy artifacts, and then there's 1 Candelabra of Tawnos. Candelabra of Tawnos cost 1, and for X and tap, you untap X target lands. Works really well with Mishra's Factory, so you get some extra pumps in with the Mishra's Factory, or Mishra's Workshop, where I can use a regular mana to untap the shop to give me 3 more mana that I can use to cast artifacts. So that's definitely not a bad thing to go. So, can you send me a link to that deck? The deck that I'm playing right now, Golf Pro. It's the deck is going to be posted on my Instagram page after this tournament is done. So if you follow me on Instagram, Rich Bork, on Instagram, you will see the entire deck list tonight on my Instagram page. You know, I'll be showing it periodically throughout the stream. So I don't know if you want to just take a screenshot. Yeah, Blood Moon. Blood Moon is a pain. Up until about a little over a year ago, all I did was play Modern. And then I got rid of my Modern cards to get into Old School. But Blood Moon was always a problem when I was playing Modern too, because you want to play with so many lands that produce, you know, that are non-basics. Same with in Commander, EDH. You know, part of the fun is playing all these fun cards. Then you got cards like Blood Moon, which I hate on them. But I'm going to report my match, and then I'm going to take a bit of a break. So I hope everybody sticks around for a little while, and I will be back. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. We are, we finished up round one. Here's the deck that we are playing today. We're playing robots. We won our first match, which is good. Alright, so the object of the deck is to get one of these bad boys out early and get as many out as possible. Now, game one, I got a bunch of Triskelions on the table. He had Argothian Pixies. But I was able to deal with at least one of the pixies and keep on swinging in for some incremental damage. And game two, I was able to put a Juggernaut on the table and a second Juggernaut on the table. So, what do we do for fast mana? We've got our Mishra's Workshops and our Mana Vaults. Obviously, I've got Power 9 in there too. I've got Moxen and I've got Lotus. So, copy artifact. Copy artifact allowed me to get my second Juggernaut on the table. So, that's how it works. You know, I had a workshop, I had a Lotus, I had a Mox, I had all kinds of fun stuff going on, and I was able to go Juggernaut and copy the Juggernaut, swing in for 10. He had an Argothian Pixie, but I had a Chaos Orb, so I was able to deal with it. If something of mine ends up in the graveyard, then I can just cast Animate Dead and I can get it back for 2 mana. So, you know, if I need to search some things out, if something is giving me a problem, I can use Demonic Tutor to search out any card, or I can use Transmute Artifact, 2 blue mana, sacrifice an artifact, search for another artifact, then pay the difference in CMC. If the new artifact is greater. So I can always, if I use Mana Vault, tap it for 3, sack it to Transmute to get a 6 mana creature. Well, I've already got 3 mana in my mana pool, so and it cost 1, so I just need to come up with 2 more. So these are the cards we don't like seeing: Energy Flux and Blood Moon. Energy Flux gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. Pretty bad for me since I'm running an all artifact deck pretty much. So Blood Moon isn't as terrible in this build of the deck because of the fact that we can only use a singleton Mishra's Workshop. I'm not so dependent on the workshops. I'm depending more on the mana vaults for my mana. But still, I can't cast a whole heck of a lot of my spells with all my non-basics. And I do have 5 basics. You see I've got 3 islands and 2 plains. So I can cast some of my stuff if I draw the non-basics from my deck. So yeah, so it is 8:47 right now. The round should be ending here in just a moment. Let me check to see how many matches are still going. Alright, it still looks like there are 3 matches unreported. So, with that being the case, I am going to take another break, and I will be back shortly. So, enjoy some of this awesome music of awesome. And I'll be back. you know what? While we are at it, while we're waiting, why don't we do this? Why don't I bring up something that I mentioned before? So, here we go. All right, vote on next week's deck at the link that is in chat right now. All right, you can go to that link and you can choose from among 5 choices. You can choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of the 5 choices. Doesn't matter how many you choose, but you can only vote once. So, what are you voting on? Let's see. Next week's deck building restriction. First choice is no Power 9, so no Lotus, Moxen, Time Walk, Time Twister, or Ancestral Recall. Choice number 2, 5 colors with creatures of each color and at least 1 of each dual land. Alright, so that could be pretty challenging there. Monocolor deck, no splashing of a second color. No, you're not going to vote on the color because I don't want to end up playing mono green. No dual lands. Deck must be at least 2 colors, but no dual lands. So that would leave me with City of Brass as my lands for mana fixing. Or I could play a Highlander deck. There could be only 1. 1 of each card, no duplicates except basics. So Golf Pro, that would be right up your alley. Since you're into Commander and Singleton. Go ahead and vote for the one that you want. But vote for what I play next week, and I will build a deck based on the winning results. So if there are 2 that are tied, if I can, I will do both restrictions at the same time. It depends on if what there is. And if there is not a tie, then I will build a deck based on the restriction that wins. So, like I said, you can vote once, but you can vote for any number of choices. So, again, go ahead and vote and see what, tell me what you would like me to play. Exercise your right to vote. Vote for one of the cool things on that list. And I will be back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Excuse me. Welcome to the stream. We're getting ready to gear up for round number 2. They've called time in the round several minutes ago. The final match should be getting done. So let's go over the deck that we are playing today. Playing with some robots today. So the object of the deck is to get one of these bad boys into play early and get them in often. So Triskelion, Tetravis, Juggernaut, or Su-Chi. And how do we do that? We use our fast mana. That's how we do that. Mishra's Workshop and Mana Vault. Of course, we have our Moxen and our Lotus as well. And then, how do we keep more things on the table? Well, we either make a cheaty copy of one with a copy artifact for 2 mana. Or we just bring back something from the graveyard with Animate Dead for 2 mana. Alright. If I have something that is problematic, I can always Demonic Tutor for an answer. I can Demonic Tutor for any card. Quite often in old school Magic, Demonic Tutor goes for Ancestral Recall to draw 3 additional cards. But, you know, there might be times where you need a specific answer. Transmute Artifact is a 2 mana sorcery for 2 blue. You sacrifice an artifact, search your library for another artifact, put it on the battlefield, then play the difference between the two. So, sacrificing the artifact is not part of the cost, it's part of the resolution of the spell. So A, the opponent cannot get rid of an artifact by countering the transmute artifact, and B, they don't know which card is going away until after you have actually resolved the spell. So, alright, these are the things we hate. Energy Flux and Blood Moon. Energy Flux makes all artifacts have an upkeep of 2, and then Blood Moon makes all non-basic lands mountains. So, while we don't rely as heavily on Workshop as other decks do, we do have 5 basics that can help us if Blood Moon becomes an issue, but we still don't like Blood Moons. Another card we don't like is Shatterstorm. I did not show that there, but Shatterstorm is a 4 mana sorcery. Destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. It is red spell, so the blue Elemental Blast in my sideboard can help with that. So that's the deck. That's what we got going today. Hope everybody's having a good night. It's nice and warm here in Syracuse today. It's a little bit before 9 o'clock, and let's see, it is 84 degrees right now. It hit 93 today, so it was pretty warm. I'm sitting in the air conditioning in my own home right now, which is awesome. I definitely like that. For those of you just joining the stream, you can vote for next week's deck. Alright, if you follow the link that is in chat right now, you can vote on, basically it's a deck building restriction as to what I build for next week. So, what it ends up being is, it could end up being any of the 5 choices. You can vote for any or all of the choices, but you can only vote 1 time. So, first choice is no Power 9. So I can't use Black Lotus, any of the Moxen, Time Walk, Time Twister, or Ancestral Recall. Second thing you could vote for is that I have to play 5 colors with creatures of every color and 1 of each dual land. So, at least 1 of each dual land. Another thing, the complete opposite of that, is monocolor. So no splashing for a second color. So everything in the deck could be either an artifact or a card of a particular color. No, you guys don't get to vote on the color. Sorry. If that one wins, I will be choosing the color. Option 4 is no dual lands. I have to play a deck of at least 2 colors, but I cannot use dual lands. So that one might actually be somewhat easy. And then the last, and certainly not least, is a Highlander deck. There can be only one. I have to play a singleton deck. 1 of each card, no blue duplicates except for basic lands. So that go ahead and vote for that, and that restriction will be based on how I build my deck for next week. So it seems that we're still waiting on 1 match. I do not know why. What is going on with that 1 match? All right. I mean, they've been time ended 7 minutes ago. and we're still waiting. So, all right. So let's again bring up the deck. This is what we're running. This is the robots deck. These are the robots that I like to play. These are the robots that I want to play. I want to play them early and I want to play them often. Triskelion and Tetravus both cost 6, but they are extremely powerful. Triskelion comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters. It is natively a 1/1, but it becomes a 4/4 that way. You can remove the counters to deal a point of damage to any target. Tetravus is a 1/1 flyer for 6. It also comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters. At the beginning of my upkeep, I can remove the counters, and for each counter I remove, I can make a 1/1 flying Tetravite token. So, and then I can also, at the beginning of my upkeep, sacrifice those Tetravite tokens to put +1/+1 counters back on the Tetravus. Now it keeps track of which Tetravus makes which tokens, so I can't make a whole ton of tokens from a bunch of different Tetravus and then put them all on one Tetravus or whatever, but it's alright. Juggernaut is a 4-mana 5/3. It attacks every turn. Pretty basic, pretty simple. Su-Chi is a 4-mana 4/4, but if it dies, I get 4 colorless mana. So the object is to not worry about that drawback at all. How do we power them out? These two cards, Mishra's Workshop, you can tap for 3 mana of 3 colorless mana. It can only be used to cast artifacts. Mana Vault, 1 mana artifact. I can tap to add 3 colorless to my mana pool. At the beginning of my upkeep, I could pay 4 mana to untap it. At the beginning of my draw step, if it's tapped at the beginning of my draw step, I take a damage. So that's fine. Negligible drawback for some acceleration. I said early and often, and I want to cheat some things into play. So copy artifact makes a copy of something that I already have. Animate Dead brings something back from the graveyard. Both of these spells cost 2 mana. So that is definitely much better than paying 6. Alright, if I need to search my deck for something, I've got 2 options. With Demonic Tutor can search for anything for 2 mana. Transmute Artifact is 2 blue, and then I sacrifice an artifact to search for an artifact. And then I have to pay the difference in the mana cost. So these are the cards we don't want to see. Energy Flux and Blood Moon. Energy Flux against an artifact deck is pretty darn good. Energy Flux gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. Blood Moon makes all non-basic lands into mountains. Now, because of the fact that I'm only running a single copy of Mishra's Workshop, Blood Moon doesn't hurt as badly with all the artifacts that I have. You see that I've got plenty of artifacts in the deck. But I still may want to, get rid of it. Another thing, so the Blue Elemental Blast in my sideboard will deal with Blood Moon. Another thing is that Shatterstorm is an issue. So for 2 red and 2 colorless, destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. So definitely not a fan of that. But let's see. So the final match has been reported, and then I have an opponent. So let's invite my opponent to the stream. Let's invite the opponent into the room. And let's get some more magic going on. I'm playing against Jay Pine. Sending him the link right now. So, should be getting an opponent in here pretty quickly. Hope everybody's having a good night. Hope everybody is staying cool and inside. It was a warm one today, which is nice. I'm in Syracuse, New York, and our winters tend to last forever. I mean, we had snow the day before Mother's Day this year, so it was definitely the quarantine doesn't help, obviously. So let's we are going into round number 2. Ah, there we go. Here we are.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. How are things?
Oh, pretty good.
Okay. I'm streaming my matches live.
Excellent.
I've also put up a poll for deck restrictions for next week, where I will build a deck based on whatever poll option wins. So one of the options is for me to build a Highlander deck, and somebody in chat asked if a Highlander option wins, will I be using Lutri as my companion. But how amazing would that be in old school Magic to use a companion? But yeah, definitely not going to be the case. But thanks for playing.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Highlander, heck, I play Highlander with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll build a Highlander deck. You know, Singleton is definitely interesting. So we'll see. You want to call even or odd?
Sure. Even.
Okay. It is a 1. It is odd. I will take the play.
Sounds good.
All right. Where are you from?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Gotcha. Cheesehead?
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm in Syracuse, New York. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. So.
Oh, cool.
I am not going to keep this.
Okay. I will keep this. Yeah.
Shuffle this one back. Just not a lot going on with that hand.
Or actually, I will actually also do the same thing.
Okay.
Change my mind.
That's fine. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here now. Oh, yeah. Well,
I'll start with this one.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
yeah,
One back.
I'll keep this one. We'll put that one back. Alrighty. So, I don't know if this is the right choice, but we'll see. You ready? Alright. Ruby. Soul Ring. City in a Bottle. Go ahead. I don't know if that hurts you.
I don't think I have a single reignite card actually.
Yeah,
but
alright.
that's,
Well, it was worth
sorry.
a shot. Factory.
Factory.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Okay, that was a nice draw. Workshop. Tetravis. And you can go.
Play a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tip your hand back a little bit.
oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. You weren't quite at the point where I could see it, but it was close. So.
Tap 2 and I'll play a Walking Dead. Go ahead.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. I'm not going to do anything with my Tetris. Draw. Just killing it. I'll remove a counter to kill your Walking Dead. I will fly over for 4.
I will take 4.
Go ahead.
Okay, play a swamp. And let's see here. Tap a swamp and I'll play a Evil Presence to turn your land into a swamp. your workshop.
Yep. Okay. Not happy about it, but you know.
I know.
I'll get something to market. Here we go.
And then I'll also play a Cyclopean Mummy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Land for turn. Mana Vault. I have no cards, so I'm going to Time Twister.
Okay.
I'm just going to draw 7 because there's nothing to shuffle in.
Fair enough.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will play a Mox Jet. And then I will play a Mox Emerald. And then I will play a Candelabra of Taunos.
Alright. So.
I will use the Candelabra and the Jet to untap my Tundra. I will tap my Mishra's Swamp and my Tundra for a copy artifact, making a copy of the Triskelion. With the new copy, I will remove one of the counters to hit your mummy. Right. Your mummy gets exiled. Yep. Alright, and then I will attack you for 7.
I will take 7, so I'm at 9.
Alright, go ahead.
Alright. Untap, draw. Let's see here. Play a swoop, play a swamp. What do I have there for? Play a Lotus. Crack the Lotus for 3 black mana for Underworld Dreams.
Okay.
And I'll tap those 2 and I'll play another Cyclopean Mummy.
Okay.
And go ahead.
You're at 9? Okay. Untap. Let's see. I got nothing on my upkeep. I will draw, and then I'll take 1 from your Underworld Dreams. I'll play a Mox Sapphire. I will use it to bolt myself, but draw 3 cards.
Sounds good.
Alright, so I go down to 16. 1, 2, 3. I will remove a counter to kill your mummy.
Remove from the game.
And I will attack with all of these. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 coming your way.
I will activate Factory.
And I will disenchant it before it can block.
Alright, well, that's game. Good game.
Yep. Well, at least I know one card I can sideboard out. City in a bottle.
Yeah, I don't even... Like, the only card I might have had in there would be a Cabal Ghoul, but I don't even have that in the deck. It's not even part of this, so...
Cabal Ghoul and Cyclopean Mummy are a bit of a nombo.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. What am I going to sideboard here? Let's see.
Orange dye is hard to read on camera. Okay, I will stop using the orange dye. Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Alright, let's see. What can we do? That seems like it's okay. And let me update the stream. Alrighty, let's do some shuffling. How long have you been playing old school?
I started in 2018.
Okay.
So a few years. I started playing Magic in '94 though, so during Revised.
Gotcha. I started playing Magic at Ice Age.
Okay.
The joke is I started with the set Ice Age. I didn't start playing in the Ice Age, but you know, all the old jokes, of course. Yeah, I started playing old school last March. You know, what?
Okay.
Set 14 months ago, 15 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing Modern mostly for that, and then before that, and then I played in an all proxy event, and I got hooked. So I got rid of all my Modern cards, and I got rid of my retro video game collection, and
Oh wow.
here I am with a bunch of old school cards.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started in '94 during Revised, right before Fallen Empires came out, but the Dark was already out of print and hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually the first box I ever bought was Ice Age. I pre-ordered it in spring of '95 from a store from a Duelist magazine.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. So yeah, I have fond memories of Ice Age also.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Do I want to keep this? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this hand.
I'm gonna mulligan this one.
Okay.
I just can't bring myself to do it.
But yeah, then so I played Magic for a number of years in the '90s, and I got out of it around the year 2000. I actually sold my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Then got back in playing again during Mirrodin, because I thought a whole like an artifact themed set was a really cool idea, just like Antiquities. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's great. I'm back. So
A lot of people came back at Mirrodin. Okay, let's see what we got. I'll try this one.
okay. So I will play a factory and so go.
Draw. I will play a Tundra and say go.
Swamp. Howling Mine, go ahead.
Oh, awesome. Draw 1, 2. Underground Sea. Mox Sapphire. Mox Emerald. Juggernaut.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Swamp. Oh, I have to draw a second card.
Yep.
Underworld Dreams, go ahead.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. I will disenchant your Underworld Dreams.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and then I will draw 2. Attack for 5.
Yes, I'm at 15.
Go ahead.
swamp. And let's see here. I'll play a Walking Dead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw 1. Draw 2. How many cards are in your hand?
5.
Okay. Mox Jet. Balance. I also have 5 cards, but I only have 2 lands.
Okay. So I'll get rid of 2 lands?
Yeah.
We'll do the ones that are tapped.
Seems okay. Attack with a Juggernaut.
I'll block with the Walking Dead and regenerate.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, go ahead.
Alright. Draw 2. Yeah. Go ahead. Your turn.
He had 3 swamps, Cave Troll. He cast Underworld Dreams with 3 swamps. Untap. Draw 1. Draw 2. Triskelion. Attack with a Juggernaut.
I'll block with the Walking Dead.
Okay.
And regenerate.
Alright. After that has happened, I will do another point to it.
Okay.
And you can go.
Okay. Alright, this is not good. Okay.
You have not played a land in several turns, sir.
Yeah, the balance really destroyed me. That's probably game because of the balance.
That was,
You're gonna play it out. We're gonna play it
that
out.
was the plan.
Usually that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not going to concede just yet. So, but I will have to do something here. Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna discard 2 cards and say go. The Haunting Wind and Zombie Master.
Oh, Haunting Wind. That's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I get to play it though.
Yeah. 1, 2. I'll play a Tundra. I will attack for 8.
I'll activate the factory. Block the.
After you activate the factory.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I was gonna block the Juggernaut and pump him to 3/3.
In response to you pumping, I'll do 2 damage to it.
Yes.
Well, it's a 2/2.
Yes.
Right. So you'll take 1,
yes.
and your factory will die.
Yes. And then I'll take 1. Yes. Sounds good.
And then I'm going to cast a Transmute Artifact. I'm going to sacrifice the Triskelion to get a fresh Triskelion. And then I will play out a Suchi and a Candelabra of Taunos. And you can go.
Okay, draw 2. Play the swamp. Oop. And I'll play that card I dropped, the Cyclopean Mummy.
Okay.
And I think I should be at 7. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. End step, I will remove a counter to deal a point to the mummy.
Sure. Use out of the game. It's over here.
Draw. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12.
That will bring me to 2.
All right, and then I'll remove the 2 counters to deal 2 more damage.
There you go. Good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sideboarded in Haunting Winds, and I probably should have mulliganed or something to have a better starting hand, but I had a Howling Wind in my hand, so I thought... Haunting Wind, so I thought maybe that would be alright, but
I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, but I figured with all the swamps and such, COP Black wouldn't be terrible. I had it in my hand, but there was no need for me to play it. I have 1 copy of the Abyss in the main deck, so I boarded in a 2nd copy of the Abyss. And then I boarded in an Armageddon. Didn't need the Armageddon because the balance basically acted as an Armageddon for me. But I figured it would be brutal, and I was correct.
You were correct. Well, good game, sir.
Yes, thank you very much for the games. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the evening, and have some good games for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, you too. Have a good night.
Bye. Okay, chat. Well, we took that one. So we are now 2-0. As I just won that one. 2-0. Whoops. Here we go. So the deck just does things that it's supposed to do, apparently. And that's not a bad thing, obviously. It doesn't make for good television when the matches are ending so quickly. But here's what it is. This is having some fun, playing some Magic. Thanks everybody for joining the stream. We just finished up round number 2. I've got something stuck in my deck box that I can't get out, so I'm trying to fight with it. There we go. There's a divider that divides my main deck and sideboard, and I'm going to do better this week about making sure I don't shuffle my cards back, shuffling the sideboard cards back into my deck after I desideboarding them, because I was doing that all last week. It happens to everybody. Happens to the best of people, and sometimes to the worst of people. But yeah, so I'm having a good time tonight. Hoping everybody else is having a good time. Let me show you, in case you have not seen it. This is today's deck. But if you would like to vote on what I play next week, in the chat right now, there is a link to a poll, and you can vote on what I play next week. Choices are, you can vote for any number of these choices. However, you can only vote once. So once you've registered your vote, you can't go back and change it. All right, but so option number 1, no Power 9. So that means no Lotus, no Moxen, no Time Walk, Time Twister, or Ancestral Recall. Option number 2, a 5-color deck. I have creatures with each of the 5 colors and at least one of each dual land. Option number 3, completely and totally opposite, pretty much. Monocolor with no splashing for a 2nd color. Option number 4 would be no dual lands, but I have to play at least 2 colors. And I will also add, if option 4 is the one that wins, I will not play a white deck that plays land tax. To help me smooth out my mana. Option number 5 is a Highlander deck. There can be only one, so it would be one of each card, no duplicates except for basic lands. So if you're if you want to have some input as to what you see on the stream, go ahead and vote, and I will abide by what the consensus says. If 2 things are tied, I will try to incorporate both if it is possible. If 2 things are tied and I can't incorporate both, then my vote will be for I will cast a tie-breaking vote. All right. Now you see the deck that I'm playing tonight on your screen. It is a robots deck. I want to get one of these 4 robots onto the table as soon as possible. Early and often. Lots of robots, and that's how I want to do this. All right, so how do we power out these robots? With our fast mana. The 1 of Mishra's Workshop and the 4 of Mana Vault. Mishra's Workshop taps for 3 colorless to cast artifacts. Mana Vault cost 1, taps for 3 mana. And then at the beginning of my upkeep, I can pay 4 to untap it. If it is untapped at the beginning of my draw step, I take a damage. Early and often. So, how do we do things early or often? Well, Animate Dead could bring something out of my graveyard. So, if I did something on the draw, say, okay, I draw, I do nothing, discard, and on turn 2, play a land of Mox, Animate Dead, bam. Or I can copy artifacts, so I can make, for 2 mana, I can make a copy of an artifact that's on the table. So, definitely abuses cards like Triskelion and Tetravis that cost 6 mana. So, cards we do not want to see. Oh, sorry. Cards that help us search our library. Demonic Tutor and Transmute Artifact. Demonic Tutor is a 2 mana sorcery. I can search for 1 card from my deck and put it in my hand. Transmute Artifact for 2 blue mana. Sacrifice an artifact to search my library for an artifact, then pay the difference of CMC if there is one. Only if the new artifact costs more. So in that game, I used my Triskelion, and then I sacrificed the Triskelion to go get a fresh one. So I didn't have to pay any additional mana. It ended up working out really well. So out of the sideboard, these cards are cards that I do not want to see. Energy Flux and Blood Moon. Energy Flux gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. So with a deck that is made of so many artifacts, that can be extremely bad for me. Blood Moon turns all non-basic lands into mountains. While it is not as bad for me because of the fact that I'm only running 1 Mishra's Workshop, and I'm using things like Mana Vault to get my extra mana. As you can see from the deck, I have 5 basics and I have a bunch of non-basics. So, Blood Moon can be a problem. I have the 3 blue Elemental Blasts in the sideboard just in case. I have some disenchants as well in the main deck and the side. Blue Elemental Blast also helps against Shatterstorm. Shatterstorm is a 4 mana red sorcery. It says destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. So, that can definitely be bad for me. I was able to play on turn 1 of game 1 a Mox into a Soul Ring into a City in a Bottle. My opponent was not running any Arabian Nights cards. So it was a calculated risk I took. It did not pan out. However, I did end up winning that game. So my first hand that I mulliganed away had only a Mox Sapphire and it had a copy artifact, it had a bunch of big things, and it had an Ancestral Recall. There was really not a lot going on there, and I was not going to risk it. So that's why I mulliganed that away. But, you know, maybe some other people would have kept it. I just wanted to mulligan a little bit more aggressively with this deck than I normally do with other decks. So that's why I ended up doing what I did. So we're going to take a break because once again we got done early, really early. I'm going to report my match. So stay tuned and we'll be back.
timer started.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have finished 2 rounds of Old School Magic tonight. We are currently 2-0. And this is the deck that we are running tonight. We're running robots. Now, in bigger events, it would probably be called a shops deck because of Mishra's Workshop, but because of the fact that it's restricted in this format, I'm calling it robots. So, here are the robots. Triskelion, Tetravis, Juggernaut, and Su-Chi. Triskelion is a 6-mana artifact creature. It is a 1/1, enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, and you can remove those counters to deal point to any target. Tetravis is also a 6-mana 1/1 flying creature, enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters, and at the beginning of my upkeep, I can convert those 1/1 counters into 1/1 flying creatures. And those 1/1 flying creatures can be converted back to +1/+1 counters at the beginning of my upkeep. They can only go back to the same Tetravis though. So, Juggernaut, 4 mana, 5/3, must attack every turn, and it cannot be blocked by walls. Pretty iconic card for Old School Magic and all of Magic in general. Su-Chi is another 4-mana artifact. It is a 4 mana for a 4/4 artifact creature, but when it dies, the controller gains 4 colorless mana. In Old School Magic, mana burn still happens, so that 4 colorless can end up biting me in the butt. But, you know, if I overload the board with threats, chances are my opponent isn't going to be able to deal with all of them. So, this is how we power them out. We've got Mishra's Workshop, 1 copy of it because it is restricted in this format. You can tap to add 3 mana, 3 colorless mana. It can only be used to cast artifacts, which, since that's really what I want to do, it's okay. Mana Vault is a 1 mana artifact I can tap for 3 colorless. It doesn't untap though. You have to pay 4 mana beginning of the upkeep to untap it. If it starts your draw step tapped, it deals the damage to you. So, negligible drawback for the speed that it gives you. If I want to do a little bit of cheating, I can either copy an artifact that is on the table for 2 mana with copy artifact, or I can use Animate Dead to bring something out of the graveyard back onto the battlefield for only 2 mana. Works really, really well with those 6 mana creatures. So, if I need to look for answers, if I need to find something else in my deck, I've got a couple of options with Demonic Tutor. Demonic Tutor, 2 mana sorcery. I can search my deck for any card. Transmute Artifact, 2 mana for 2 blue as a sorcery. Sacrifice an artifact, search my library for another artifact, put it on the battlefield, and if the new artifact costs more, I pay the difference. It is not an additional cost to sacrifice the artifact. It means a couple of different things. First and foremost is that if the transmute artifact is countered, I don't lose an artifact. Second of all, it also means that my opponent does not know which artifact I'm going to be sacrificing until this power resolves. Third of all, though, it means it's a bit of a non-bow with Su-Chi. Because of the fact that Su-Chi has a triggered ability when it dies, you don't have the mana to pay the difference until after the spell has resolved. And since it is a triggered ability, not a mana ability, I won't be able to use that mana. But that's okay. Here are some cards we don't want to see. Energy Flux. Energy Flux gives all artifacts an upkeep of 2. And since I have so many artifacts in my deck, giving them an upkeep of 2 mana each seems like a bad thing. So we definitely don't want to see that. Blood Moon, also bad for us, but not nearly as bad as it could be. If I were running 4 workshops, it'd be a heck of a lot worse for us. But I am running 5 basic lands, but Blood Moon still is pretty bad. Another card that is bad for us that I don't have a picture of is Shatterstorm. It's a 4 mana red sorcery. Destroy all artifacts that can't be regenerated. I do have 3 blue elemental blasts to deal with either Blood Moon or Shatterstorm. I have 2 disenchants in the main deck and 2 or in the sideboard, definitely there to deal with things like energy flux. 1 circle of protection black, 1 circle of protection red. I have an Abyss in the main deck and a second one in the sideboard. It keeps coming in. That blue card in the upper right hand corner in my sideboard is Hurkyl's Recall. 2 mana instant. Target player returns all artifacts they control to their hand. Relic Barrier. If I do play against decks with more artifacts, then I can use the Relic Barrier to tap them down. 1 copy of Maze of Ith in the sideboard. 1 copy of City in a Bottle in the main, and 1 in the sideboard, City in a Bottle. When it enters the battlefield, each player who controls a card that was originally printed in Arabian Nights sacrifices all cards they control that were originally printed in Arabian Nights other than City in a Bottle, and no further cards from Arabian Nights can be played. So it's always fun. Gets rid of annoying things like Serendipity. It can screw people up with their mana base with Cities of Brass and other miscellaneous things. 1 copy of Armageddon in the sideboard. If I get ahead, I can Armageddon. While I didn't Armageddon against my last opponent, I did board it in, and my balance acted as a pseudo Armageddon because he had 5 lands and I only had 2, and I was running off a bunch of Moxen. So by casting the balance, he had sacrificed some lands and was not able to recover. 2 copies of Divine Offering. 2 mana instant, destroy target artifact, then gain life equal to its converted mana cost. Yeah, so far we are 2-0. I am 4-0 in games. Let's double check to see what do we got going on. It looks like we are ready for round 3. Alrighty. Pairings are up for round 3. And I will be playing against Aaron Dix. So I'm going to invite Aaron to the stream. Now with that one. Here we go. Invite Aaron to the stream. Have him come in and let's play some Magic. So, how's it going?
How's it going?
Not bad at all. So, one more round of Magic. We are streaming live on Twitch.
How's it going, guys?
We do this every week. I stream my matches on Twitch. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't do well, but the important thing is we have fun. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. How's your night tonight?
I can't complain. Had some good ones.
That's good.
Everything's gone to 3 games so far.
Where are you from?
I'm one of the Minnesota guys.
Oh, okay.
So I'm one of the Northern Paladins that's local that normally plays at the shop.
I gotcha. So I guess they're going to stop doing the Tuesday nights at the shop because of how successful the Tuesday night gauntlet is online. So
yeah, we'll see. The plan is,
which is good for me because I'm in Syracuse, New York, and
yeah,
having these regular matches is awesome for me. So.
Yeah, I mean this has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I think the plan is like still do some local stuff.
Oh yeah, just not on Tuesday.
Yeah, just not on Tuesday. Tuesday is reserved for this now.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so let me switch this up. We are in round 3. Alright, do you want to do high roll?
That works.
Or do you want to do even or odd?
Either one works. You have a preference?
Doesn't matter, we can do high roll.
High roll it is.
Okay. I rolled a 2.
4.
Okay, it's on you.
Alrighty, I will play first.
Alrighty, good luck, sir.
And you. Yeah, I can keep this.
I cannot keep this one. It was a lot of lands of one color, but no spells to match.
Oh, hate that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I will keep this one.
Alright.
Alright. Go ahead and start.
Volcanic and pass turn.
Alright. Draw. Underground.
Sure.
Mox Chat.
Yep.
Mana Vault.
Yeah.
Juggernaut.
Sure.
Go ahead.
End of your turn. Bolt.
Yep.
Juggernaut. Yep. My turn. Badlands.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Untap. I will draw and take my damage. And I will cast a Sage of Latnam and say go.
Oh man, you gotta remind me what Sage of Latnam does.
It's a 1/2 for 2. I tap and sacrifice an artifact to draw a card.
Okay. Sounds good.
You have a squeaky chair, sir.
I will try not to be in and out
Mhm.
of leaning back. Alright. I will Chain Lightning the Sage.
Okay.
And pass turn.
Alright. Untap, upkeep, draw, and take a point.
Yeah, look at that damage.
Yeah.
On the clock.
Yeah. Cast Transmute Artifact.
Sure.
Sacrifice. We'll just get another one. And I'll pass the turn.
Alrighty. I'll pay 3 for a Serenade
Sure.
and pass turn.
Untap. Draw. Tetravis.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that seems better than my Serenade.
Yeah. Take a point.
Yep, 19. Play my land. Swing for 3.
Okay. 15.
Then, Sedge Troll.
Sure.
And pass turn.
Alright. Untap. Draw and take a point. 14. Attack for 4.
I'll take it. Down to 15.
I'll make another one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Take a
Upkeep 14.
Your life counter is really cool, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Etsy find.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Cards in hand?
1.
Okay. Swing in.
You have how many cards in hand?
4.
Okay. I'll block the troll.
Okay. I will regen the troll.
Sure. I'll take 3. I'm at 11.
Yep. I'll play a Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
And pass turn.
Okay. Untap. I will draw, and I'll take a point. I'm at 10.
Okay.
And you're at what?
14.
Attack for 4.
Sure. Down to 10.
Jalem Tone.
All right.
Go ahead.
End of return.
Yeah.
Bolt you.
Okay. I'm at 7.
Take 1 at my upkeep.
Yeah. What's that bring you to?
Down to 9.
Okay.
Play
Okay.
Sea of Brass.
Okay. And you have how many cards now?
2 cards left in hand.
Okay.
Swing in.
Block the troll.
Sure. I will regen the troll.
Yep. I go down to 4.
Cards in hand.
1.
1. Wheel of Fortune.
How many? What's your life total?
9.
9. Okay. Wheel resolves.
Sure.
I'll discard a trike.
I'll discard a Solkanar.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Pass turn.
Sorry. Untap. Upkeep. I will pay 4. Draw. Play land. Attack for 8 in the air.
Yep. You got it.
Okay.
Nicely played.
Oh, I needed to dodge a bolt, and if you'd had a Psyblast there, I would have been screwed. But
It was actually, I had the Psyblast in hand. I needed one more mana source.
yeah.
Let's see what it's got here. Some obvious.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
I assume you're playing first?
I will play first.
All right. Good luck, sir.
You too. It's a really weird hand. I can't keep that.
I'll keep this one.
I wanted to keep it. That was probably really bad for a lot of different reasons. I can keep this.
Okay.
I'll tuck that card.
Okay.
And I'll lead off with one of those and pass turn.
Okay. Draw. I'll play an island, a Mox Emerald, and a Sage of Latnium.
Yep, seems good.
Go ahead.
Where were you last turn? That would have made it great. Black Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Crack Lotus for red. Blue black. Solkanar.
Oh, okay.
Pass turn.
Untap. Draw. Cards in hand?
3 cards in hand.
Okay. City in a bottle.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'll swing for 5.
I will block.
Sure.
I will tap and sacrifice the city in a bottle to draw a card.
Alright.
And I will die a miserable and horrible death.
This seems like the worst play ever, but I'm doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Energy Flux.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. How many cards do you have in your hand?
2 cards in hand.
2 cards in hand. Underground Sea. Manifolds.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Sure. Swing for 5.
Okay, 15.
Pass turn.
End step. Disenchant the energy flux.
Sure.
Untap. Draw. How many cards?
3 cards.
3 cards. Play another Mana Vault.
Ooh. That's a lot of mana, sir.
It is. Three mana. Use 2 of it for a city in a bottle.
Yep.
I have 1 floating. Cast Balance. I have
Sure.
one card and no creatures.
1 card, no creatures.
Yep. I will sack an island.
Alright, I will discard.
Okay. And then I will cast a Suchi.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Pass turn.
I will take 2.
Yep.
Attack for 4.
16.
Okay, 16 to 13. Go ahead.
City of Brass.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Hmm?
Stupid city.
I know.
Pass turn.
Alright, I will draw and take 2. I'm at 11. Attack for 4.
Down to 12.
Go ahead.
Oof. Pass turn.
I will draw and take 2. I'm at 9. Attack for 4.
Down to 8.
Go ahead.
Badlands.
Sure.
On my turn, I will Psyblast Suchi.
Yep.
1, 2.
I'm at 5.
Pass turn.
I draw and go down to 3. What are you at?
I'm at 6.
Okay. Go ahead.
Chain lightning you.
Okay.
Whew. I thought you were gonna power sync or something the Psyblast, and it was gonna make me real sad.
Yeah. Would have been nice.
I was like, oh man, he's got those 2 mana. One of them's blue. It's gonna be a power sync for 1, and it's gonna be the most demoralizing, brutal power sync for 1 that has ever been.
Did not have a counter spell in my hand.
What I do? I want to make 1 quick change. Yeah. I want 1 of these. Swap them in for 1 of these. 1 out, 1 in. So every round tonight, I'm gonna go to 3 games. It seems that makes it a good night.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll play first.
Alrighty.
I'll keep.
I will also keep.
Plains. Sapphire. Go ahead.
Sure. Mox. Soul Ring.
Okay.
City of Brass.
Okay.
I'll take 1, go to 19.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
Ah, okay. I'm going to disenchant your Soul Ring.
Sure.
And copy artifact, Suchi, Trike, and Lotus.
I'll take it.
1, 2,
Swamp,
3,
Underground Sea,
4,
Interrupt.
5, 6, 7.
I'm always so tempted to say I'll keep this.
Yeah. Ruby.
Ruby and pass turn.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Tundra.
Yeah.
Mana Vault.
Okay.
Suchi.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sure. Badlands?
Yep.
3 and we'll go Sexual.
Okay.
And pass turn.
Untap. Draw, then take a point. 19. Play Mox. Copy my Suchi.
Yep.
Attack for 4.
I'll block and regen.
Okay.
One.
Take 1. All right, what are you at now?
That's 18.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Go Volcanic Island.
Yeah.
I'll Side Blast your untapped Suchi.
Okay.
And move to combat.
I take 4 mana burn.
Yeah. Swing 3.
Okay, I'll take 3. I'm at 12.
You're
at what now?
I'm at 18.
No, you just took 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I'm at 16.
Okay.
Sorry, I almost forgot the Side Blast. Cards in hand?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I will take another point of damage.
Yep.
15.
Uh-huh.
Demonic Tutor.
Okay.
For that. And pass turn.
Untap. I will draw, then take 1. Attack for 4.
Yep, take 4. Down to 11.
Play land. Play Chaos Orb.
Yep.
Time Walk.
Sure.
What are you at?
Still at 11.
11. Okay. Okay. Untap. Upkeep, I'll pay 4 to untap.
Alright.
And draw. Attack for 4.
Taking 4. Down to 7.
Go ahead.
One blue. All ancestral.
Targeting me?
No, I'll go ahead and target me
Okay.
this time.
Seems good.
Volcanic.
Mm-hmm.
Swing free.
I'll take it. Down to 8.
Chain lightning you.
Okay, I'm at 5.
Bolt you.
Just show me the rest of the burn.
Okay.
You're at what?
I'm at 7.
Okay. Game over.
Good game.
Oh, see, I didn't want to play the Lotus early because I was setting up for a big turn on turn 2. But I also didn't want to end up losing the Lotus to something silly like a Shatter or an Energy Flux.
Oh, sure. That was my game 2 when I did the second turn. Solkanar had the Lotus to start.
Yeah.
And then I drew the Mox. I'm like, oh god, I could have had it on turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was the you know, it would have been cool last turn thing.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, I mean, and it was the obvious artifact hate that came in.
Yeah.
And then a couple more things to go just a little bit more aggro.
Yeah, what did I board in? I boarded in a Blue Blast, a second City in a Bottle, another Blue Blast, second copy of Abyss,
So this was the swap for you. I took out the hymn, the swamp, 4 hippies, for, you know, more aggro and artifact hate.
Gotcha. What else did I board in? There's something else I'm missing. Oh, another disenchant, because I have 2 in the main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, against the energy fluxes, they are solid choice.
Yeah.
And if you're playing against blue, you know they're
Right. Boarded out 1 Felwar Stone, 1
yeah.
Mana Vault, Recall, Icy Manipulator, and Jalem Tome.
Gotcha.
all of that stuff seems slow, and Icy Manipulator isn't amazing against you. So.
Gotcha. Well, hey, Rich, thanks for the games. Man.
Yep. Thank you for the games. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Thanks for stopping by.
Well, chat, that was a bit of a heartbreaker, but, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Oh. What are you going to do? It's unfortunate to lose that way. It's unfortunate to lose to a burn deck. I don't like losing to the burn deck. It's one of the best decks in the format, so, you know, is what it is. So close. I actually was a turn away from winning. But it's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know, can't win them all. If you could win them all, then, you know, we wouldn't have to play the games, would we? So, this is the deck we're running today. We're running robots. I don't know. I don't think I would make any changes to the deck. That loss was just, you know, some crappy stuff happened. It is what it is. But, you know, what are we going to do? All right. If you have not voted yet, please, 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 please vote for the deck that I play next week. Got a handful of choices. All right. And whatever wins is what I'm going to end up playing. So option number 1, no Power 9. So no Lotus, no Moxen, no Time Walk, no Time Twister, no Ancestral Recall. Option number 2, 5 colors with creatures of each color and at least one of each dual land. Option number 3, monocolor, no splashing of a second color. Option number 4, no dual lands, but I have to play at least 2 colors. And option number 5 is a Highlander. There can be only one, excuse me. There can be only one. Singleton deck, no duplicates. So I'm going to tally up these votes here in just a moment. And we will see what the results are. And then I'm going to post a picture of my deck list in the Discord. You guys can see what I've been playing. This is the deck. I'm not sure what changes I would make, but okay, so let's see what the results are. All right, chat, you ready to see? Let's see what I can do to bring it up here. here we go. Here's the final tally. So, next week I will run 5 colors with creatures of each color and at least 1 of each dual land. That was the winning deck choice. Just edged out no power 9. So, it means that I can run some power, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. But we'll have to see. We will definitely have to see how things go. So, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for joining the stream. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you supporting me. Su-Chi seems like a liability. Well, I mean, if I get enough stuff on the table, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, in a format where I can only run a single Mishra's Factory, and I don't really have any way to sync my mana anywhere, it could end up being a liability. But you know, I mean, it was only a liability in the match where it was a liability. You know, if I could have gotten trikes, or shoot, if I could have gotten an Animate Dead to get a trike on the table, this would have been a totally different game. But that didn't happen. Yeah, Mana Burn's a pain in the ass. It is what it is. But stepping into the format, playing cards like Su-Chi, obviously I have to expect that it's going to happen from time to time that they're going to bite me in the ass. In a format where there's only one Mishra's Factory, it seems like Juggernaut might be a little bit better than Su-Chi, so maybe I should switch those numbers up. I definitely still think that I need Su-Chi there, but I don't think that I need to cut them completely. So, alright everybody, thank you very much for joining me on the stream today. Special thanks to everybody who has supported me in this endeavor. Thank you to Whereby.com, PhotonStorm.com, and TheAlmightyGuru.com. And then, of course, special thanks to PatrickDeArtega.com for the music that we listen to in between rounds. So, hope everybody has a good night. You guys go ahead and hope you hope you can follow me on Instagram for more old school content, and then pretty soon I'll be having a YouTube channel which will definitely be dedicated to old school Magic. Alright, I appreciate everything. You guys have a good night.